Wrigglesworth was the youngest British lady foilist who made Olympic Games in 1972 in Munich. She was a very talented fencer. 2 years later, when she was 19, she made final of World Youth Championships in Chicago, 1974. Then 2 years later in Montreal Olympic Games, 1976, where I was fencing for Poland. Sue came 13th in the individual tournament, which was an amazing result considering that all other countries were very professionally trained and Sue was just from amateur country. So this was the best result. Apart from that, she was British champion and Commonwealth champion, and she had got many other international results.
I fenced with Sue throughout the 70s. She was a good friend and teammate, and quite often my roommate, so I got to know her well. We had many a happy trip together. Sue made a big impact on women's fencing from an early age. Apart from her numerous successes at every level, she was most noted for her bubbly personality, her sense of humour and her positive approach to life. Her unfailing good nature endeared her to everyone.
She was a very, very popular person. She always smiled. She never lost a smile from her face. It doesn't matter how bad situation was, she was smiling. It was kind of amazing person. And she was always willing to help everyone, particularly upper-coming fencers. So she was very likable.
Sue and I first met as teenagers early in 1970. And in the years that followed, we often trained together and competed against each other. First in the British Under-20 squad, and then as members of the British ladies fencing team. I have many fond memories of those times we spent together, often sharing a hotel room when fencing abroad in international competitions. I came to know Sue as a kind, happy and modest person, and someone I could always rely on when needed for support, help and encouragement. Thank you, Sue, for all the good and treasured memories from those times we spent together, always as friends, never as rivals, even when competing against each other.
Sue is the ideal role model for any up-and-coming young fencer. She was a classic stylist on the piste, and although a formidable opponent, always fenced with the utmost courtesy, even in difficult circumstances. Win or lose, she was never without her famous smile.
I was probably about 14, 15 when I first knew Sue, and she was just a very, very nice, kind, funny person. And I got to know her more the first time I went abroad with the senior team, and we went to Como. It was also the first time I flew, and Sue looked after me, made sure I was okay, shared a room, because otherwise on those trips you could be a bit lonely if it was your first one.
Sue Wojciechowska, née Wrigglesworth, was a legend by the time I even started fencing. 3-time Olympian, 72, 76 and 1980. She'd more or less retired by the time I started fencing competitively, but I did get the opportunity to fence her at Southall. This very cheerful, diminutive, almost frail looking lady came onto the end of the piste, and I thought, oh, I've got this one. But within moments, she ripped me to shreds and threw away the pieces. She was absolutely awesome.
She was a demon on the piste. She was completely focused, but always fair, always never cheated, didn't claim hits that weren't hers. She was a pleasure to fence, but she was also extremely competitive.
On the piste, Sue was fast, agile and determined, with a strength that belied her slim physique. This, together with her intelligence and good technical skills, made her a formidable and highly respected opponent, both at home and on the international fencing circuit. Sue was always gracious in victory or defeat, and we couldn't have wished for a more warm-hearted and supportive member of the team.
I'll always remember Sue for her friendly, helpful and considerate nature, and for being an extremely intelligent fencer with a wicked duck stop hit. Above all, I think I remember Sue as a fencer who always appeared to be happy at GB squad training sessions, and who always made time for me when I sought her advice.
I fell in love with her and we got married, but very sadly, tragically, 2 years after we got married, she was diagnosed with cancer.
She had been diagnosed with a brain tumour and given 6 months to live. But she was such a battler. Several years after that, I had the honour of having a chat with her quietly, and I was really struck then by her cheerfulness, her humility, her kindness and her love. She was a legend. and yet she was willing to give me some of that time and energy, very precious at that point.
She was incredibly tenacious, and when she became ill, she just fought and fought for probably years, longer than was expected. Through it all, she was very brave, she was funny, she's still funny, self-deprecating, and thinking about other people. She was always thinking about other people and whether, we were happy, whether things were going well.
When Sue was ill, she wanted to do something, so she started a local fencing club called Finchley Foil. And this club was, for some reason, incredibly successful. He produced so many great fencers. The first one was Ben Montague, who was first British medalist in the World Cadet Championships. In 1997 he won bronze medal. And then was Richard Cruz, of course, James Andrew Davies and Lawrence Halstead. I don't have to tell you about how great these fencers become. But it all started in Finchley Foil, which started by Sue. In 1996 she passed away, and everyone was very upset. Of course, she had lots of friends, family. We decided to create an award in her memory to give some help for most improved fencers and young fencers and talented fencers. So the Sue Award was established in 1996, so it was already 24 years since. And I must admit, I'm very, very grateful to some donors who still keep donating quite a significant amount of money, particularly John Troiano. I'm very thank you, John, for making this still possible. So this year we decided to give it to 3 fencers. Karolina Stutchbury, who made bronze medal in European Cadet Championships recently. Yasmin Campbell, who suddenly started producing regularly top 16 in Junior World Cup competitions. And Amelie Tsang, who was medaling on the national and international level.
This award is a fitting tribute to Sue. As president and as one of the original trustees, I'm delighted that it continues to help young fencers on a path to a successful fencing career.
I'm honoured to be able to speak about Sue Wojciechowska today for the Sue Wojciechowska Award. She was a legend and she is very, very missed.
And she was a lovely person, and I would say she's somebody I often think of and miss and think what a great influence she was. When I'm coaching, I think of Sue, and if my kids can be tenacious and competitive on the piste and such lovely people off the piste, then I will be happy. I will have succeeded, and Sue will have succeeded in passing on what was so important about her.
I hope that those who win this award in memory of Sue will feel honoured and be inspired to follow in her footsteps through hard work and dedication to achieve their full potential.
I hope this award will keep going and in memory of this most wonderful person Sue was and always stay in our memory.